Hi, everyone. Tim Royers here, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. And unfortunately, I've got to start your week off with a bit of frustrating news. Earlier this afternoon, Governor Pillen had a press conference where he announced that he is going to opt Nebraska in to participate in the newly created federal voucher program that was a part of the massive bill that passed Congress this past summer. For those of you who are veterans to our fight against vouchers, this national program is very similar to LB 753, the very first version of the voucher bill here in Nebraska, where people get dollar for dollar tax credits if they give to an organization that then turns around and hands out vouchers. That's the basic mechanics. Unfortunately, this new national voucher program is far worse than the program we were able to defeat in the most recent election here in Nebraska. For example, probably the biggest thing, even well-off families in Nebraska are now suddenly going to be able to get a tax credit voucher. The way the law is written, families making more than $200,000 a year are eligible to receive a voucher funded through these tax credits. Not only that, there is no upper limit on how many tax credit dollars can be used for vouchers. So this is going to cost the federal government tens of billions of dollars a year to fund this program. And the reason that's a big deal is because this is happening at the very same time that school districts across Nebraska are looking to shut down programs that serve the needs of our students because their federal money is running out and they're receiving notice that their grants are being discontinued and they're just going to have to figure it out on their own. And the third and final big reason why this national program is even worse than the one we just overturned here in Nebraska is there's also no upper limit to the individual vouchers. So if I'm a family making nearly $250,000 and I want to send my child to a private school that costs $20,000 a year, I'm now going to get $20,000 of tax credit funded vouchers to make that happen. We think that's egregious, and we think that's a slap in the face to the hundreds of thousands of Nebraska voters that just made their voice clear in the most recent election that we don't want vouchers in this state. Now, what makes this announcement particularly odd is the National Voucher Program doesn't start until 2027. The tax credits don't kick in until the 27 tax year, which means the vouchers don't go out until the 2027-2028 school year. So then you might be asking yourself, why is the governor announcing this in the fall of 25 if it's not going to kick in for another 2 school years? And the reason is very simple. The governor is about to run for re-election, and he seems to be of the opinion that announcing this is going to help his re-election chances. And you might be asking yourself, why would he think that if Nebraska voters just said no to vouchers? Well, it's because he's got his head in the sand. At his press conference, he kept talking about the teachers union. He said the teachers union stole opportunities from kids when he described 1402 being overturned. He in no way, shape, or form believes that Nebraska voters don't support vouchers, which means it's going to be on you. Only you can set the record straight. Now, long term, we're looking at all of our options to fight this, and we have until 2027 to do that. But in the short term, here's my immediate ask of you. Take 5 minutes out of your day to either call or email the governor's office and tell him you are one of his voting constituents who does not support vouchers in this state, and you are upset at the announcement that he made today. Because again, he genuinely thinks voters will support him on this. And clearly, he doesn't value the input we provide. So it's going to be up to you, whether you're a member of NSCA, whether you're just a member of the community who feels passionately about strong public schools. Take the 5 minutes out of your day, today, tomorrow, sometime this week, to reach out and let the governor's office know that his decision today is a slap in the face to Nebraska's voters and does not align with the values that we hold dear as Nebraskans, because this is not a partisan issue. Republicans, independents, and Democrats all voted to repeal vouchers in this most recent election. It's also why, when this bill was being debated in Congress, Senator Deb Fischer was one of 3 Republican senators that voted for an amendment that would have taken the voucher program out of the overall bill. So this has bipartisan opposition, whether it's in the halls of Congress or in the ballot boxes here in Nebraska. And that's my call for you this week. Please take the few minutes out of your day to remind the governor that vouchers have never survived a vote of the people, not just in Nebraska, but in any state ever in the history of the country. We're going to continue to fight this, and we're going to continue to advocate for strong public schools every opportunity we can, because that's the key to ensuring that all of our students are able to learn and live up to their best potential. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and please take those few minutes out of your day to voice your displeasure to the governor and let your voice be heard. Thank you.